In this AMA video, I'm going to show you how to create a guided meditation, guided audio using Audacity. And in this video, I'm going to show you the simplest tech. I'm not going to be using any posh microphones. I'm not going to be using any sort of posh editing software. Everything's going to be using stuff that is either free or really cheap or, the most basic technology you can use, because I don't want technology to stop you from sitting there and procrastinating and saying, I want to create these audios for my business, but I'm not going to until I've got the posh microphone, the posh set, the posh studio, all these kinds of things, which is really not true. The reason why we are here in this very different surrounding is because I recorded the first audios that I did for my business here in my wardrobe. So, sound, materials are really good for sound. So, and sound deadening. So you want a room that's got lots and lots of materials in it. So don't record your video in your kitchen, don't record it in your bathroom. There's not enough material there for the sound to kind of soften everything and make it really good quality. So you are far better recording somewhere that has lots of fabrics. Hence the reason that I record in my wardrobe. If you don't have a wardrobe, you can record, you can sort of grab your inner child and create a blanket fort. Who said that business can't be fun and shouldn't be fun? Imagine your kids coming home and saying, what have you done today? And you're like, da-da, here is my blanket fort. They'll think that your job is the most coolest job ever. So if you want to harness your inner child, then get lots of blankets out. We're going to do an audio, so it doesn't matter about the light and getting that right. It just matters that you've got a space with lots and lots of fabrics. So here's my little setup. So I'm in my wardrobe. On the floor, if you can see, I've just got a little box. I've got a cushion on the box. I'm going to use this, my phone. I'm going to use my iPhone to record. So I'll show you how to do that. And then we're going to use Audacity to edit it with music together and export it along the way. And I'll show you how to do it. So I am here in my cozy wardrobe, ready to record. I have closed the curtain so that we have just a little bit more fabric. I could put kind of a blanket down here if I wanted to, but it's a bit OTT, I don't really need to. Today I'm going to record a hypnotherapy audio that one of my members has asked for about overcoming the fear of sort of putting yourself out there and, stepping up and those sorts of things. So I have written down my the affirmations that I'm going to use in this session. So good old paper and pen, you don't have to be too techie there. I'm going to do a simple hypno induction and sort of end. I've done that loads and loads of times, so I don't need to write that down. So I've got those in front of me. I'm going to put my phone on the little step in front of us. So you want to make sure that your phone is near your mouth so that it captures that audio really nicely, but not so close that it's a bit spitty and catches all those kind of little inflections in your voice. So I tend to find that this is quite a nice height, that I'm quite comfortable sat on the floor and it's quite a nice height from the table in front of me, the box in front of me, to record. So I'm going to record my screen, let you see that, and let's get going. Okay, so from the home screen, I click down and that gives you the search option, and then you can type in voice memos and that will bring that up. And the first thing that I do is I then record one sentence and stop and then check whether that particular sentence, I'm happy with the volume and happy with the way it sounds, and I can kind of adjust things if I want to. So that's what I'm doing now, is just checking whether I like that one sentence, whether it comes in fine. So we can do that, and then once you have checked it, you can then delete that particular file so you don't get confused. So there we go, we can just delete that one. So now I click record, and I will now record the whole audio that it is that I want to record. Don't worry if you make a mistake, just stop speaking and then start speaking again. You can edit that all with the Audacity software later on. So literally just speak, and if you make a mistake, stop, wait, and then speak again, and you can edit those bits out. So just do your whole audio so that it's all there, and then when you're ready, click stop. So now I've stopped recording, I'm going to rename the audio so that I know what it is that I have just recorded. So I'm just going to click on the title and then call it guided audio, guided meditation for this one. And then after that, I can click those 3 blue dots that you can see underneath the audio, and that brings up an option to share. And I'm going to actually just email this to myself. If you do have the voice memos, you can have that on your desktop as well, in which case you wouldn't need to email it to yourself because you just pick it up from the desktop voice memos app. But I'm just going to email it to myself by typing in my email from here. It's sending from a different inbox. So we're going to send it to Zoe at builditbrilliant.co.uk. I'm going to type that in. And we can actually send it from ourselves to ourselves. So I'm just going to change who it's from. So it's from Zoe at Build It Brilliant to Zoe at Build It Brilliant. You can put a subject title in if you wish. And I'm just going to email that to myself. There we go. So we are back in the studio office to bring all this together. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to go find the audio in our emails and download it. So I've gone to my email, guided audio, and I've just saved as, and saved as downloads. I've already done it, so downloads and then save, and then we will have that file. I've just noticed that voice memos is an M4A file. Now an M4A file is an Apple file, and this is a good little lesson for you actually. Sometimes when you're using Apple products, they have specific file types that are very Apple, and then if you're using other software, then it doesn't recognize those files. So for example with this one, I know that Audacity, for example, it's not an Apple product. It doesn't like Apple file types, so it likes WAV files or MP3 files, those sorts of things, so it's not going to like that file type, but that's okay. We have a couple of options. I haven't done a recorded audio for a while, so one of the things that I remembered was I actually used a different app last time I did a recording, which was one that I downloaded. So let me show you. It's called Audio Memos. I'll show you it on your phone. So if you don't want to have to convert, this here is Audio Memos. You can download the free app. If you record it using the Audio Memos, you do exactly what I've shown you in the video, but when you export the video, email it to you, the audio to yourself, it actually emails as an MP3 file, so you wouldn't then have to convert it. But it's okay, because all we need to do is convert that M4A file to a WAV file, and there's a free way to do that. So it's no biggie, but it's a good opportunity for a little lesson to teach you. So if I go on the good old intranet, Zamzar is a really good converter. It converts all sorts of popular files into all sorts of things. So what I did, and I've already done this just to save time on the video, is I added my file. I wanted it as a WAV file so it could cope with it on Audacity, and convert now, and then it comes up with a download option. You get to download it. So now if you look in my downloads, I have the WAV file and I have an M4A file, so I can use the WAV file with Audacity. So either way, you can either download the Voice Memos app and do your recording through that, or you can just simply convert your file. It's up to you. Okay, so now you want Audacity in order to play with that audio and edit it and do all those sorts of things. Now, I already have Audacity downloaded on my computer. If you don't have Audacity already, just go to the website Audacity, I think it's .com, and download it onto your computer. So then we're going to open it up. And we're going to import that audio file. So we need to import the WAV file. Here we are, and then open, and that imports said file. So now, if you see this little eye here, that means you've got an icon, and I can click on here, press the space bar,
settle in,
and I have my
you can close your
audio.
eyes if you wish.
So now we want to import, well, the first thing that I do with this is I edit the audio. Now, one thing that happened whilst I was recording was my neighbour left in his car and I didn't know whether the audio was going to pick it up or not. These things happen. Sometimes just something goes on and you think, I was recording and, you know, something in the background is distracting. So all you do is you just stop talking, wait till it's finished, and then start talking again, because you can check on here whether or not your microphone picked it up, and then you can always delete that bit of the audio if you want. So I'm just going to see if, can you see where this big gap is? It's probably in here.
And with each breath you take, you let go of the stress and strain and tension built up just there. You let that simply just drain away as you settle deeper and deeper.
Oh, so I'm really lucky. The audio didn't actually pick it up. But now we've got a real long gap, and I don't want a long gap there because I was waiting for the car to pass. So what you can do is select, I want these clicks gone because that's where I was moving. So I want those. So I'm going to select that bit. And I do want a gap, so I'm going to kind of just choose a little gap. I'm going to select that bit, and then I'm going to press delete, backspace. So now I have got a cleaner audio, and I have got a smaller gap. So let me just see if that gap's okay.
As you settle deeper and deeper.
Okay, so I want it to be a bit shorter, probably about there. Let's delete that. I want to know what this line is here.
You might like to wiggle your fingers.
What's this line?
Just settle.
Oh, that's okay. And I don't want such a long gap in there, so I'm just going to take that. So the first thing that you want to do is edit the audio until you're happy with it. So I think that's the only bit really that I wanted to edit, but you can highlight and delete bits. You can zoom in on here, so that's playback speed. There is a zoom somewhere. I can't see it in front of me. There, zoom plus, and that just makes it bigger. So you can then use the slider at the bottom. So if you really want to get in and just delete some little word that you said or something like that, then you can use the zoom in button and you can literally just pick that little bit there and delete it. So you can edit quite small quite well. Okay, so I've got an audio that I like. I'm happy with that. So now what I need to do is I need to import some music. Where am I going to find some music? Now, at the beginning of my career, I actually bought some music to use at the back of my audios. Now, the world has changed over the last 10 years. It was a lot more expensive when I bought it. So I just wanted to show you some options in terms of where you can get some music from in a sort of royalty-free-esque way. Royalty-free just means that it's you don't pay a royalty, so you don't pay every time that you use it. However, that doesn't mean necessarily that it is free to buy. So there's different ones. So I've got 3 websites here, different ones that all do sort of really good meditation-y type music, and they're all really reasonable in terms of their requests of what you need to do. So the first one is royaltyfreemeditation.com. This is really good. You can listen to what you want. They've got 15-minute versions, 30-minute versions. Buy the longer version because then you can always trim it down using Audacity into something that's shorter. So you'll always have kind of enough music for what you want. So you can sample them here and listen to them, choose one that you want. And I don't think in terms of dollars, $50, $60, it's really not a lot. You also want to just check what you can and can't do with those various pieces of music. Most of them say that you can use them on written spoken word, you know, you can do it on your videos, and these things are usually the prohibited things are things like, you know, you can't publish it as music and publish it as your own and self-license it, sub-license it, things like that. So just make sure that what you want to use it for is covered in terms of their procedures. Some of them ask, if they're giving it you for free, some of them ask you to state that that's who it's from, whether it be on an insert on a CD if you're doing a physical thing, or whether it be at the end of the track you can say, you know, music provided by, and give them a a shout out for their music. We need to support the industry. We don't want to be just abusing people. These people are musicians, they're talented people, they deserve to be paid for their talents. So I don't think that, I mean, this is in dollars, so, you know, $50 will probably be at the minute about 45 quid, 40 quid, something like that. And then that music you can use for lots, a lot of them do it where you can then use it for lots and lots of different audios. So potentially you'd only have to buy one that you want and then use that music on all of your audios. The next one is Incompetech. This one has loads of sounds, so it's not just meditation sounds, but loads of different sounds, you know, for all sorts of different things. Quite a few. I mean, YouTube has its own video, audio library for things that you can use in YouTube videos, but there's all sorts of sounds in here. But they do have some that are longer versions, deep relaxation, 51 minutes, for example. So there are a few, you know, Wind of the Rainforest, those sorts of things on there that you can have a look for. And again, they are pretty reasonable in terms of how much they're going to cost. And then the other one that I wanted to go through is Meditation Music Central. This one's really, really good as well. Some really beautiful music. And in terms of you know, what you can do with it, they are again used for all the sorts of things that we would use them for. Some of them you will just have to look at them, but some of them do offer music for free if you quote them and if you mention them. So yeah, so it's worth looking at kind of what you need to do, and are they going to give you the opportunity to use that money for free for a mention, or is it something that you're just going to have to find a piece of music that you like and then pay, you know, 40, 50 quid, which is a really reasonable amount to say that you're going to then use that music forevermore. Anyway, I'm going to use the piece of music that I have already paid for. So again, file, import, sorry, that's on Safari, Audacity, file, import, audio. And then I need to find it. So it's under Refresh Minds, Refresh Minds Audios, Fantasia Music, MP3. So I'm going to open that. And then that is going to import into here. So there we go. I have now imported that music. So now if I go and I play it from the beginning,
find a comfortable place.
You're now going to have music over your audio. Now, there's a few things we need to do with this. Let me move my head. First of all is level of sound. So are we happy that with the level of voice versus the level of music? If not, we can turn it down here. So I can just minus 4 decibels.
This, where you won't be disturbed for the next 10 to 15 minutes. Settle in.
It's a little bit loud, so we just want to get that right.
10 to 15 minutes. Settle in.
Probably a bit low. So, yeah, you can just play with this and just make sure that it's a level that you like, somewhere around there. And the other thing we need to do is that the audio ends at this point. So we want the music to end at this point. So we want to select this music here. I probably want the music to last a little bit longer than my voice. So from about here, and I'm going to delete all of this. So again, I'm just going to highlight this and I'm going to backspace. And then this bit, which is at the end, depending on how far you've zoomed it in, I want it to kind of fade out. So I'm just going to click this little end bit here. And then I'm going to effect and then fade out. So now when the music ends, you're going to get a nice little fade. There we go. Nice little fade out on the music. So we're ready to export. We have an audio, it's all the audio is edited. We have music, the music's at the right level. We've edited the end, so it sounds really good. We are ready to export. So we're going to file, we're going to export, and we're going to export as MP3. Little tip. You want to save this as a project. So save your project, because if you ever want to come back and edit this audio again, you can't then re-edit the MP3 because it's not got those different sections in. You would have to do all your editing and all your joining up again. So if you want to save it as a project so that you then have this particular piece to then edit later on if you want to change the music, or somebody says to you, oh, there's a bit of an audio error or whatever like that, you want to save it. So save the project as an Audacity file so that you have got it. The other little tip is wherever you save these files, they need to stay where they are. I have found if you start moving files around, then they start corrupting and you start having problems. So make sure that when you're saving it, you save it to a particular folder where it's going to stay forever and you're not going to be moving it around. So export as MP3. You can call it what you like. We're going to call this fear of stepping up and out. Okay, MP3 file. Usually I just leave this as standard save. This is saying that once you finish those tracks, will be mixed into one, so you can't then re-edit. So that's fine. We know about that. And then here you can put your metadata in so that this comes up if you are playing this. If your client is playing this on iTunes, for example, this is the information that's going to come up. So if you've got an album, you can start putting things in albums, you can do track numbers, you can say what year it was created, that it's meditative. Come on. Meditative. Any comments, we can add that, and then we can click OK. And then that is exporting. And then when it has finished, it won't take long. Okay, so now I've downloaded and exported the audio. I've gone into documents, which is where I saved it. I haven't done what I've said and saved these all in the right places, but that's okay because I'll do it again after this video. So here you go, Fear of Stepping Up and Out, MP3, and then that is what you would put onto your OneDrive, and then you would share that with your clients. So there you go. That has shown you step by step how to record, edit, and publish a guided meditation using Audacity. Hope that's helped, and I'll see you next time in the next AMA.